We begin this episode by heading deep into the backroads of East Tennessee, where abandoned buildings, forgotten landmarks, and over 200 years of history are still hiding in plain sight. And so we begin. Highway right there, off into the woods in just a few yards. Check this out. We begin exploring this abandoned 1800s home. I think this was a farm. There are many structures behind this building. I saw walking through the trees here. This looks awesome. Let's take a look. Okay, we got to be so careful here. Check it out. Wow. This is the old porch. Looks like the roof has caved in. There's some of the old roof right there. I could walk into that, but I think I'm going to try to go around back because that doesn't look safe right there. I could be stepping on anything. Here's the side of the house here. Just came around from the front. I think it's going to be easier to walk this way around the house. I spoke too soon. Look at this. So the back half of the house, or quarter of the house right here, all caved in. As you can see, there's a staircase. It did have a basement. It looks like this part of the house all collapsed into the basement. And there's like an additional room back here that could have been the kitchen. I think this may have been the bathroom right here. That is so dangerous. All right, this is actually like a back porch or sunroom. I'm gonna walk in here, but be careful. Oh, they had access to a basement down here. Just walked through a bunch of cobwebs. No one's been in here for a long time. I'm just gonna take a peek over here. We can see up to the second level there at the top of the stairs. Hello? And then over into that room. This is pretty cool. I feel like I'm looking at like a real life, life-size dollhouse right here. And there's an old TV just sitting there on the floor of this building. There's two rooms in it. Looks like another old TV. And then out that way, I passed, I believe, a barn or another house. Look back at the way we came. That was pretty gnarly. That's one of the coolest finds I've found yet. You can see something over here. Okay, this looks like an old barn. It's all collapsed. There's a bigger structure back here. Look at that. What is that? All right, walking beside this barn. This is the one we were just looking at. Ooh, watch out. Big hole right there. Ooh. Yeah, it's just another barn. This is an old farm. I actually found some of the old farm fence. That could be from the 1800s. Could be early 1900s. You don't have to travel too far off the beaten path to find forgotten places. Sometimes they're sitting quietly just like this, along the side of the road, slowly fading into history, waiting for someone to notice them again. Before Tennessee became the 16th state, this region that we're exploring today was part of short-lived state of Franklin, an independent frontier government that existed from 1784 to 1788. My own ancestors were among the early settlers here, which makes exploring these forgotten backroads feel a little more personal. And we stand atop now of Clinch Mountain, looking over the Appalachian Valley out there in the distance, the Appalachian Mountains, and the direction we just came from, Highway 11 down that way. Also that old abandoned farm way out there. This is known as Veterans Overlook Park. And there's quite a shrine right here, quite a memorial to local veterans. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for a friend. Got some benches over here, little rock garden, and this is right off a highway, US Highway 25. Bean Station, one of Tennessee's earliest settlements. The valley you see was a warpath of the Cherokees. He's led Daniel Boone to Cumberland Gap and was traveled by Davy Crockett. Across Highway 11 to the right stood Bean Fort, built by William Bean, first permanent white settler in Tennessee. In front of the fort stood Bean Station Tavern, the largest tavern between Washington, D.C. and New Orleans. It housed Presidents Polk, Johnson, and Jackson. During the Civil War, the Battle of Bean Station was fought around the tavern. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I am Tampa J, and today it's a roadside attractions and abandoned places journey here in Old Tennessee. I am most excited about visiting a forgotten Civil War cemetery that is in a very unique and bizarre location. And also I'm visiting Jefferson City for my first time today. There's an eatery there I want to have some brunch at. Also, there's a roadside attraction that is known as the Fountain of Youth of Tennessee. It's all about the journey. There is so much stuff we're going to see along the way and then after. Thank you so much for being here on this beautiful day. Thank you for watching this video. Let it begin. There's much ahead. All right, on Highway 131, check this out. Right off the road, abandoned home. Sparkling in the morning light. Also sparkling in the morning light, a farm stand. Check this out on the honor system. I see some good stuff in here. Let's take a look. We've got some fresh Tennessee sweet corn there. We got flower bouquets. Looks like $4 for small, $5 for large. We've got some cucumbers, got some little tomatoes, and we got some canned goods over here. My grandma used to can green beans. Looks like they're going for 10. Also, they got fresh pickles, pickled red onion, and these are my pickups. I'm getting the green beans. Those are for Mom. I'm taking the pickles home, $8. So you got 18 plus 7, 25 bucks. I have 26 bucks in my pocket. I think I'm just gonna leave a little tip as well. I would get the corn, but I just brought a bunch of corn home from Indiana last week, and I'm hitting the road soon, so it won't last long. Tennessee is full of little hidden gems and treasures, just like this little farm stand. I just want to point out, up ahead in this road, that might be the craziest turning I've seen for a road anywhere here near Joppa Mountain. Look at that. Just happened to be passing through here. It was a shortcut to Jefferson City, and boy am I glad we took that shortcut. It's absolutely beautiful up here. We got Joppa Mountain Pottery. Little attraction on the side of the mountain. It looks fun. And down below Joppa Mountain, almost to Highway 11, we have the Joppa Methodist Church. Sunday services, 9:30 a.m. Pastor Jack Jenkins. Now when I close my eyes, envision an old country mountain church, I vision something just like this. Alright, you see this sign up here? Right there, Game Farm Road. Check this out. This is called Buffalo Springs Waterfall. It's a waterfall right underneath the Game Farm Road. Refreshing. Never seen anything quite like this. Specifically the pipe. Man, I really gotta go all of a sudden. Check this out. There's a trail on the other side of the bridge, but it looks like you can only park here. Alright, no alcohol here. This is a designated park. Also no camping. They do have a little wastebasket here. Little piece of heaven down here. Get you a better look. It's like the creek takes a right. Cool. Now, this is beautiful. It looks like someone at some point has created some sort of a dam right there. Look at the stones. It's a perfect crescent moon shape. I'm going to walk down a little further. You can make out the bridge and the waterfall. Buffalo Creek actually splits. Flows mostly that way, and then it pulls off to the left here. Got this flat rock. I got a film behind me, just in case there's a Bigfoot peeking through the trees. See anything moving out there? I always say film behind you to catch a Bigfoot. Thought I heard something. Almost sounded like a moo, like a cow. Maybe some cattle out there. Whatever you do, absolutely no parking beyond this point. I really enjoyed my time here at Buffalo Creek Falls. Alright guys, we are now in Jefferson County. This is the Cherokee Dam, part of the Tennessee Valley Authority, the TVA. This is one of the largest dams I've seen so far here in Tennessee. Seen quite a few. Behind there is the Cherokee Reservoir, and this is part of the Holston River. I just came across from Granger County, right across that bridge, Granger County, we're now in Jefferson. There's a historic bridge down here, the ruins of it, and that's why I stopped over here. But if we wanted to, we could climb up. There's a set of steps over here to the right, and I think someone's up there right now walking, but we could look out over the Cherokee Reservoir. The current bridge that I just traveled from Granger County into Jefferson over the Holston River. So the Cherokee Dam feeds the Holston River, and then it goes all the way to Knoxville. And check this out. This is the former Holston River Bridge. There's several birds atop up there. You see that? Oh wow, I think they're all vultures. There you go, got my other camera going. There might be, wow, I'd say 20 to 30. And then over there on the other one, just as much or more. And you can see the Cherokee Dam back there. We've got a mirror effect right here. I love that. And then right here, you got the mirror effect of the current bridge. I love that. They don't look so happy to see me. Hey, what you guys doing? You know I had to get their attention somehow. And I'll look down the Holston River. Take it all the way to the Tennessee. Here's some sort of animal out here. Can't make it out. Hear that? It's like cooing. Could be a frog. We're almost to Jefferson City. Everything you've seen up until this point was unplanned. That's why I love getting out on these adventures. You'd never know what you're gonna find. All right, so I have come down the road just a little ways. This is Cherokee Dam Park, and it's a really nice park. Also, we could either drive or walk down the dam wall. Getting a lot of nature up front here in the video. As you can see, I love it. There's also a beach just over around the corner here. And here in this little cove, this is the Cherokee Beach. There is also a welcome center at the top of the hill. That's the main road up there. Also another boat launch over here. It's a super nice park. If you're looking for a great spot to picnic, especially in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, like it is right now, you could have it all to yourself. Okay, I think it would be a mistake if I didn't drive across the dam. We're gonna see how far we can go. All right, we gotta go super slow. As you can see, speed limit, 10 miles per hour. Wow, what a great view already. And that's as far as we can go. From this point on, it's just a pedestrian walkway along Cherokee Dam. Looks like you can walk pretty far. Clear across the dam, and look at this view. Getting all the views today. Several parking spots here, and there is a marker here. Check this out. Cherokee Dam, length 6,760 feet, height 175, built by TVA from 1940 to 1942 as a unit of its multi-purpose system of dams. Part of FDR's New Deal. My great-grandfather worked on the Wolf Creek Dam. I always like to mention that. That was up in Kentucky. That's where my great-grandparents lived. What do you guys think of this little park? Would you come out here for a picnic, for a walk along the dam? What would you do? Or are you just going to enjoy it vicariously in this video? Put it on your Tennessee map. Hello. Hey guys. What's going on? Following me, huh? Whoa, that was kind of spooky. All right, 5 miles until we get to Jefferson City. And just down the hill from Cherokee Dam, if you're gonna go fishing out on the dam, well, you gotta get you some dam bait. You know I had to do it. This is the Tackle Cherokee and Bait Store. I feel like part of the sign's missing though. When I close my eyes and think of a bait store out in the middle of nowhere, I vision something like this. All right guys, now we come to Jefferson City, Tennessee. We got Franklin Supermarket over here, the old building, because this used to be Franklin. This town is called Jefferson City, but it was originally known as Mossy Creek. It was actually founded in 1788, and it got its name, Mossy Creek, from the green moss that line the nearby creeks and streams, kind of like we saw back at Buffalo Creek. So for the next several minutes I will be on foot. There's an abandoned factory and the eatery, some good old southern cooking. I'm gonna have me some brunch at. And first off, I'm gonna cross the main street here and head down Russell. There's quite a few abandoned structures down here and vacant buildings. All right, so this is actually Main Street, just down the way of Russell and off to the right. Got a lot of old buildings and a park over here. And check out these old buildings just before the railroad tracks, just after right here. This one says U.S. Slate and Marble. And 703 Main Street, old brick building here. As you can see, it's not being utilized right now, sitting vacant. And right to the left is Mossy Creek Park. We've got a giant gazebo here and out back. Looks like a wooden choo-choo playground. And look, this confirms the date I just mentioned. 1788, Mossy Creek. The engine's even got a bell on it. You know I got to. It works. And you know we got to find a little free library. This one in shape of a caboose. This is really neat. Pop open the lock. Oh, slide. It says it right there. Wow. They put a lot of thought into that. All right, what are we going to pick out? Let's see. The Searcher by Christopher Morgan Jones. I'm sure it's a good book. Okay, I had to pull this one out. How Starbucks Saved My Life. Furthering down Main Street, this first building just beyond the park. I would say it's condemned, or should be. The roof caving in. It looks like this may have been an old fire station, or possibly an old garage. You can see the roof is caving in right here. Yeah. Oh, the window's open. Who left the window open? We are in the historic Mossy Creek district, and then there's some photographs of what it used to look like right here on Main Street. Oh, okay, here's this building we just passed. I think that used to be a theater. That looks like it was like some sort of a ticket booth right there. Here's the old Mossy Creek Jefferson City train depot. I don't think it's here anymore. This building right here, oh wow, yeah, this building has collapsed in there. Very dangerous. Definitely collapsed. And this one, totally gone. This is just a shell. This is what I like to find. Windows are open. Oh yeah, they have like a scissor lift just sitting in there. It's got kudzu growing all over it. Check it out. Wonder if that even works anymore. Someone left their scissor lift. And then right across the street here on Main Street, an old cafe building. And at the far end of East Main, we've got an old auto garage that's sitting vacant over there. That's the main walkway or the main drive up there that we parked along. This is the way we walked. It looks like this building right here is being repurposed. There's an old factory down the way, and at first I thought I was gonna walk down there, but I think I'm gonna walk back to my car. See what else we can see. Whoa, don't want to fall down there. There's quite a few options to eat here in Jefferson City. Something called the Hoagie Shop Deli right here. That looks nice. So where I want to eat is on that side of the town. I just want to point out, as I'm almost back to my car, we got the Maddox house here. Looks like they have pizza. Also something called Massey's Cafe and the Hoagie Shop Deli. 3 eateries right in a row here on the main drag. All right, here on the north side of town, you can see into the windows up here. Some old factory. Now I found this on Google Maps and I couldn't find any history on it. Part of the reason I'm showing it is because I need your guys' help. Do you know what this factory used to be? What was manufactured here? And that is the northeast side of the building. As you can see, there's an old loading dock there, an overhang. Comment below if you know what this used to be, this factory. I'm assuming it's a factory. It looks like a factory. There's also like an old fuel tank just sitting down there by the loading dock. Do you see it? Right next to the yellow platform. This place hasn't been open in so many years. And this side of town is very dead. Corner of Cherokee and Russell right here. Looks like an old lumber company. Perhaps that building over to the left there, perhaps the factory was part of the Blanken West Lumber Company. Looks like this is the office right here. It still might be the office. It looks like they might be open. Check out this building here. It's just wide open. Whoa. The thing could come down on you for sure. All right, now on the east side of Jefferson City, behind me is the place I'm about to eat, but across the way was a place called Carl's. Got the old sign there all caved in. Carl's Home Center, which sits across from where I'm about to eat. I like the name. I saw this name on the map and I said, I gotta check that out. Ghost and Grits at the Battery Tasting House. Farm to Fork Eatery. I love farm to fork eateries, especially in times like this when there's lettuce wreaking havoc on stomachs across the US. Might as well get it homegrown anyway, right? Cuisine, craft coffee, and cocktails. Mossback Distillery. All right, let's see what we can get into. Oh, cool. All right, guys, as you can see, I have moved abruptly. So I went inside Ghost and Grits. As you can see, it was very fancy in there. I was about to be seated, and then I was forewarned by the cook that they were about to have two 12-top groups. I think she meant like 2 parties of 12 come in for lunch. I guess they reserved it, and that it could be over an hour to get my food. So I took that as maybe I should eat somewhere else, give Ghost and Grits another try sometime in the future. So I've came back here to take one of these 3 options. All right, so the Maddox house is not open today because it's Wednesday. So it's either the cafe or the hoagie shop. The cafe looks more like a coffee shop, so I'm gonna do the hoagie shop. All right, so I just tried to pull on the door handle of the hoagie shop and it is locked. I don't know if they just closed, but it is not open. So I guess it's cafe. Let's see what food they have in this little coffee shop. Looks like they have everything from bowls, like poke bowls, Southwest bowls, burgers. I think this is actually Maddox too. I think the cafe and Maddox are the same thing. All right, I am order number Earnhardt here. This is a nice coffee shop. They've got several places to eat. There's the coffee bar, and then over here, this is the door I try to get into. So Maddox doesn't open, the tavern doesn't open until after hours, so it's all one place. That is a really old cow there. Taxidermy over the bar here, kind of creepy. And I'm posted up here in the front window across from the post office. Look at that. And I already have my beverage. Went with a half and half tea. It's typically my go-to. And although it wasn't my original plan to eat here, it was the universe's. Everything happens for a reason. Just like there's a reason I spilled my drink on my arm. Why did I do that? It looks like I did well. Check out this Roadside double stacked cheeseburger. Got everything on it. Looks like pickles in there, lettuce, tomato, onion. Everything looks fresh. And I got some fresh fruit to go with it. Really hot, really fresh. It's burning my thumb. I've had a few delicious Roadside burgers in Tennessee. Let's see how this one compares. All right, that's a tasty, fresh grilled cheeseburger. It's seasoned very well. It's almost like a smash burger. Got the grease pouring out. Okay, finished with lunch. It was delicious. And all of that I just ate right here was 16 bucks. As you can see, I absolutely hated it. Right, so I just realized the reason why I didn't go inside of the hoagie shop was because I had to walk down a little further. There are 3 doors and I did not see this one. So that's the only reason I didn't eat at the hoagie shop. Whoops. I was destined to eat where I ate today, for sure. So I'm heading this direction out of Jefferson City down to a town called New Market. And inside New Market is where Tennessee's Fountain of Youth is located. And before I leave Jefferson City, here's Old City Hall, and it looks like it's currently a welcome center slash museum slash gift shop slash pizzeria. It's a one-stop attraction here in this historic building. Had I known, I may have had pizza here. Is it just me, or are all the small town Methodist churches kind of similar? All brick, steps leading up to the big door. Or maybe that's just an all denomination church thing. This one's really cool. It's very gothic looking. I have now landed in New Market. This is Andrew Johnson Highway back that way, Jefferson City. I just want to point out, before we get down to where we're going, which is down there on the left, this home right here sits right on the main thoroughfare, and You can barely see it. You can just see the roof. We got an abandoned house, captivated with ivy and kudzu. I think you could walk up, yeah, you can see the porch, the shadows of the porch. Kind of reminds me of the store I just saw in Virginia, those What About Bob filming locations I did earlier this month. This is a striking resemblance to that iconic filming location from the 90s, because it is currently sitting abandoned just like this. And right here, as the sign says, welcome to one of Tennessee's oldest and longest operating roadside attractions, Houston's mineral water, what I've been calling the fountain of youth of Tennessee. Right there in that little building is a mineral spring where you can drink from. And back in the day, back in the 1930s, it all began here with a man by the name of W.A. Houston, hence the name Houston's mineral water. Legend has it that W.A. Houston had a dream one night and dreamed of digging a well, and that if he dug this well and he drank from it, that it would cure him of all disease from then on. And so he did that. His dream was so vivid that it described how many feet and the precise location in New Market that he needed to dig, which is this spot right behind me. At that time, he was suffering from kidney stones. He drank from the water and his kidney stones were gone. And he knew right then he had to share this news, this fountain of youth, with the world. So he created a roadside attraction. This happens everywhere. I first saw this in Safety Harbor, where I created my channel, Oldsmar Safety Harbor, Tampa Bay, talking about the Safety Harbor Resort and Spa mineral springs. You can go there today, swim and drink from the springs. They would bottle it up there and ship it out to the world as they did here at Houston's. So here we are. This started in 1931 and it is currently going all the way up here in 2026. And I've seen several people come and go. There's actually a parking lot back around this building. You're supposed to drive back there and they're going in the backside. I just parked out here on the street. I'm about to grab a cup out of there and we're gonna go test this out, and I'll let you know if I feel any different right away. I've always wanted to try one of these roadside healing springs, the fountain of youth of Tennessee. And one of the most bizarre things about W.A. Houston's healing spring is the fact that after W.A. Houston opened this up, he was a healthy man all the way up until his death at 75. And get this, he did not die from natural causes. He did not die from any diseases. He was actually fatally wounded. I believe he stepped on something and he hit his head and he died like that. And look at this, I had the perfect cup aboard Erie Travels podcast. I wonder if they've ever talked about Houston's mineral spring on Erie Travels podcast. It's definitely something they would talk about. If I missed it, sorry guys. There's definitely been a beehive of activity right here. So, okay, there's a couple people inside getting water. Open daily 8 to 8 p.m. I'm gonna wait my turn. It's really small in there. All right, so I'm inside the well house here, the spring house. Here is W.A. Houston standing right here before this building. That is really cool. They also have more photographs. There's the old water jug. This looks like the old store here in New Market. There's another picture of W.A. Houston in front of the building right there. And there's the front side of the main building there on the street. And a little close-up of W.A. Houston. Here's an old newspaper article from May 24th, 1981. And as you can see, the building looks a lot like it did then as it does now right there. That's Dorothy Houston. The concrete block well house that Houston built in 1933 was restored recently by grandson Bill. So that's his grandson, Houston's grandson Bill right there. So this whole newspaper article is all about them restoring this building. And I don't think it's changed since 1981. And here it is right now. We have it all to ourselves. It just cleared out. Gonna make this quick because people keep coming and going. So if you have a large jug, this is where you fill it right here. It says, do not leave empty bottles. Jugs are trash and well. Here's a schematic of the actual pump. All right, so this is cool on the wall. It shows you exactly what's going on here. Here's the Wells house. and it's a lot deeper than I thought it was. It's 252 feet, and here is more of the story. And we got W.A. Houston's full name, William Avery Houston. It says he drilled this in April 1931. Mr. Houston had was seriously ill with a kidney disease. He had deteriorated to a point that he drew up his estate, and his family prepared for the worst. One night he had a dream, and in that dream a vision appeared to him. He was told in the vision to drill a well on this site to a depth of precisely 252 feet to drink the water. This he did, and shortly after drinking the water for several days, he was cured of the disease, which never a reassurance during his lifetime. A few years later, he began to bottle the water, and during the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, it was shipped all over the United States. The great taste and history of this water continue to attract many people who enjoy a good drink of water. We hope you will enjoy the great resource, and it will be a benefit to you, your family, and your friends. Looks like I stick it right in there. I got plenty of water. I paid $10, it's 50 cents per gallon, do the math. This also reminds me of my favorite Indiana Jones movie. Hopefully I chose the correct cup. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. Wow. It's really fresh water. Tastes good, tastes clean. My cup was a little dirty, so I can't tell if that stuff in the water was in the water. If it's from my cup, it's probably from my cup. I tried to rinse it out as best I could. I just had some tea in there, so maybe I have cleansed myself. We'll see, right? Now I'm kind of paranoid. Did I just jinx myself by drinking this water? Would you guys drink of this? Will you guys drink of this? After seeing this video, you're going to come out here and stop and get some fresh water? Maybe just drink out of the fountain? Let me know. Have you been here? Have you drank from it? And has it worked for you? No diseases? No sickness? Sounds like heaven to me. Heaven in a cup. The Holy Grail. And of course they tested the water, and this is all of the water is made up with here. Turbidity, silica, iron, and aluminum, calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium, alkalinity, sulfate, chlorine, lithium, and last but not least, Sorrentium. I think that's what that says. And this last cup is for W.A. Houston for his fountain youth. One more to go. So before I leave New Market, there's the well house right down there. I see a historic sign down here. It's calling my name in front of this old house. It's a beautiful house. In a log cabin which stood here, Frances Eliza Hodgson, newly from England with her family, spent the winter of 1865. She helped support her family with music lessons, also opened a select seminary for young people. Here she met Dr. Swin Burnett, whom she married in 1873, also started the, also started the writing which later made her famous. So Frances Hodgson Burnett. I'm not familiar with her name. Let's play another game. Oh man, that dog in the window. There's a doggy in the window, and he scared me. Oh man, did you see the doggy? Oh man, my heart just dropped. Maybe the doggy knows some of the artwork of Frances Hodgson Burnett. That dog scared me so much. I spilled some of this precious water. It's amazing he didn't bark at me. It's a good doggy. And this next location is the furthest I have to travel upon this adventure today. It's out in Greene County. We're leaving Jefferson County, heading 40 miles east of here to Greene County. Okay, I just exited Highway 11. Just want to show you that there is a Walmart distribution center right here before the Civil War cemetery I'm about to show you. This is like an industrial area off of Highway 11. So this is what they want to build in place of the Monroeville Mall in Pittsburgh. The Dawn of the Dead Mall is said to be slated to be replaced by a distribution center a lot like that one right there, owned by Walmart. And just up here, a quarter of a mile to my left, across from this distribution center, is our destination. All right, so right up around the curve is the Walmart distribution center. This is Pottertown Road. We could take that into Greenville, and also a place called Pottertown is nearby. As you can see, there's a Civil War trail, and through this giant lot at the back corner, there's a cemetery. This is known as Pottertown Cemetery, also as Harmon Cemetery. It's a cemetery with two names, and behind it out there in that direction is Highway 11, which runs right into Greenville. All right, I was starting to make my way towards the cemetery, and then I realized there's a monument out here by this flag. Maybe we should read that first. The wind's picked up quite a bit, as you can see in here. I'm anxious to read this. All right, this is perfect. This is a memorial and monument to the Civil War story I'm about to tell you, because the soldiers that are amongst this story are buried right there in the Pottertown Harmon Cemetery. On the night of November 8th, 1861, these 5 Union men, along with others who mostly remain unknown, carried out the orders of President Abraham Lincoln, transmitted to General George H. Thomas, and given to their leader, Captain David Fry, to burn the East Tennessee and Virginia Railroad Bridge over nearby Lick Creek. All 5 men were summarily executed by Confederate authorities. The 5 executioners left nearly 20 fatherless children. And those 5 group of men were known as the bridge burners. And around this hexagon, on 5 of the 6 sides, are the 5 names of the bridge burners. Jacob Henshaw, private, Tennessee Volunteers, died November 30th, 1861, hanged at Greenville, Tennessee. Perhaps he was in the old Greenville jail we were at a couple weeks ago. Henry Fry also died November 30th, 1861, in Greenville. Christopher Hahn, hanged in Knoxville, Tennessee, December 11th, 1861. And then Henry and Jacob Harmon, father and son, hanged in Knoxville, December 17th, 1861. On November 1861, a group of local Union supporters known as the Bridge Burners set fire to several railroad bridges in an effort to disrupt Confederate supply lines and help pave the way for unexpected Union advance into the region. The Union Army never arrived, and many of the men were captured. 5 were executed by hanging in Knoxville, including Jacob Harmon and his son Henry, who are buried here today in this cemetery. The resting place of 2 of the bridge burners, father and son. I think it's a very peaceful and well done memorial, being out here in this grassy field in the middle of nowhere. It really gets your attention. What is that? And it makes you walk up on it. In the hour, other countries pearl they were loyal and true. Yeah, we got a nice parking spot here for us. I'm gonna park right here. And we come in peace. It looks like we enter the cemetery right there. We have a Civil War Tennessee history sign. And look at this, Pottertown Bridge Burners. And there's a map here. Check this out. There was something that happened. Okay, we are here. Lick Creek Bridge. Okay, so right around the corner is one of the bridges that they burned. Possibly we can find that site if it's accessible. And here's a depiction from Parson Brownlow's book in 1862 about the Pottertown Bridge Burners. And this is a depiction of the Harmons being executed in Knoxville. All right, I'm just going to read this here for you because it sums up what happened here nearby here with this situation during the Civil War very nicely. And this was very early on, as I was stating out there. It says, when Tennessee left the Union in June 1861, Greene County was a hotbed of divided loyalties. Several Unionists who crafted multicolored earthenware, pottery, which is still highly valued, were among the occupants of nearby community nicknamed Pottertown. That autumn, celebrated antebellum potter Christopher Alexander Hahn conspired with other residents to cripple the Confederate-controlled rail system by burning railroad bridges. The Reverend William Blount Carter, a local minister and unionist, devised the plan. President Abraham Lincoln approved and promised that federal forces would protect the bridge burners' families. Captain David Fry of Tennessee Infantry came from Kentucky with orders to burn the bridges. And here's a picture of Captain David Fry right here with Sergeant John McCoy. Carter finalized the plan to burn all major railroad bridges in East Tennessee in one night. On November 8, 1861, local Unionists arrived at the home of Jacob Harmon Jr., another local potter, and were sworn into Fry's command. About 60 men then went to the Lick Creek Railroad Bridge, where they captured Confederate pickets. After burning the bridge, they released the Confederates, a decision they soon regretted. Although the president had promised military protection, Confederates later captured several men associated with the bridge burning and hanged Henry Fry, Jacob Harmon Jr., Henry Harmon, and Matt Henshaw. Confederate President Jefferson Davis commuted Harrison's self-sentence. The Harmons are buried here in the family cemetery. Hahn's pottery kiln stood a few hundred feet up Pottertown Road to the right, and the bridge burner memorial marker and flagpole are on the left. A Lick Creek Bridge would have been just down the way. The railroad line goes along present-day Highway 11. Here we were in Jefferson City, and it looks like they burnt a bridge all the way back towards Knoxville at Strawberry Plains. And we began the video somewhere out here near Russellsville. So we've been all along the bridge burners' burnt tracks today before getting here. And it's kind of weird that we passed a pottery place at Joppa Mountain today. I had no idea that these were potters. The bridge burners were potters. Okay, as we walk in here, there's a bunch of burials to the left, and right away I see Harmon, and also I see Harmon right here. 2 plots of Harmon. All right, so it took me a few minutes to locate the graves of Henry and Jacob Harmon. They are right here in the center. And then over here we have Thomas Harmon. And then on the other side we have Melinda Harmon. Melinda Self Harmon was Jacob's wife, and it looks like she died much later, May 30th, 1872. And then Thomas Harmon was Henry's brother. So you have uncle, father, son, and son's wife. Let's clean this up for you, Henry. Henry Harmon, Civil War veteran, born September 3rd, 1839. Hanged in Knoxville, December 17th, 1861. And his beloved son, Jacob Harmon, was hanged beside him. Clean this up for him. I don't think anyone's been out here in a while. There you go. Clean this up a little bit too. There are now ants all over it. There we go. There you go, Henry. Appreciate your service, buddy. Someone's recently put a flag out here. Guys, it's been an honor to be here today and pay my respects. These aren't just names on a headstone. They were fathers, they were sons, and neighbors whose story deserved to be remembered. And I'm grateful I could share this history with you. History of these guys and the whole bridge burner story. I came in peace and I leave in peace. Please no one follow me home. I always have to say that when I leave a cemetery. And there are a couple of Turners in here. It looks like they married into the Harmon family. William Turner married Polly Ann Harmon. And then he's buried right here. Look at that. These are some of the latest burials here. William died in 1916 and Polly died in 1906. I didn't realize this, but the road I turned off 11 to come back here to Potterton Road, it's called Bridge Burners Boulevard. So if you're looking for this, turn right off of Highway 11 as you're going towards Greenville on Bridge Burners Road, hang a left at the Walmart distribution center, and it should be down about a half a mile on your left, and you'll find yourself right here. Okay, I don't know how close I can get or if I can get anywhere near it at all, but I'm gonna go off this map over here I just saw and see if I can find one of the sites where they burned the bridge. It almost looks like it should be right near present day Walmart distribution center. No joke. Oh my gosh, dude. I got my car and that gate just slammed. The wind picked up a little bit, but it was windy the whole time. See, it's opening now. That gate just slammed when I got my car. Now it's opening up. Okay, I'm a little freaked out. Is the wind powerful enough to do that? I didn't think it was that powerful. I mean, first time it's done it. So out beyond the distribution center right here, it looks like those might be present day railroad tracks, or could have been the old railroad tracks that we're looking for. So Bridge Burner Road dead ends right into the distribution center. All right guys, so I drove down this road. Back that way is the Walmart distribution center. Behind this tree line is Lick Creek. I didn't see any kind of marker or monument to where the Lick Creek Bridge, that the bridge burners burnt down along the way, but somewhere out in this vicinity is where that happened. I only assume because it was a bridge, it was actually going over Lick Creek, but I'm not so sure. I did find this. Here on Route 85, we've got an abandoned filling station and also a vacant garage here on the corner. As I'm about to head back home that way, towards Knoxville. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and sticking to the end. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know what your favorite part was. Please give it a thumbs up. And also, if it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe below. If you want to check out more content just like this, I have an abandoned places playlist on the main page of my YouTube channel. Odds are you're not new here and you already subscribed and you're subscribed to that playlist. Thank you for being here. It means so much to me, guys, and I look forward to creating a video just like this one somewhere else very soon. As I always say, there's much ahead, right here in Tennessee and all across America. I can't wait to explore it all. Know that you're awesome, that you're loved, and no matter who you are, no matter what you're going through, just know that there is always much ahead. And I shall see you soon, guys. Have a good day out there. Be good to each other.